Let's go under the Kangapata covers and discuss something very important while my feet relax at their natural right angle under the covers. I love the game of golf. I'm sure many of you do too. Certainly, whacking the ball is a blast. However, for those of us who truly love and respect the game, things like history, tradition, and honor are part of what makes golf so special. The great Bobby Jones once called a penalty on himself for accidentally moving the ball. He stated, "You might as well praise a man for not robbing a bank as to praise him for playing by the rules." Staying with the golf metaphor, when you are playing with others, courtesy, etiquette, and respect are vital. Please stand still and stop talking when someone is preparing to hit a shot. This is equally true for those who attend golf tournaments. But for the notorious par 3 16th hole at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, if you scream during a player's swing or while he or she is putting, you can be thrown out, and you should be thrown out. That's right. Not only are you disruptive, but also you are arguably a criminal. If your idea of damaging fun is to destroy the majesty of the event, you must be thrown out. You are a disrespectful, dirty, cheating bleep. Let's continue. The same thing is certainly true for tennis. Sure, you can have at it between points or on the exchange with an ole, 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 or other such rooting jargon. However, if you talk, let alone scream or heckle during the point, you will and should be immediately escorted out. If you attend an NBA game and you are rude and crude, you will be escorted out. Last year, Russell Westbrook had 2 fans escorted out of the arena in Sacramento for their incessant and vulgar commentary. I think Russell was absolutely right. Fans cannot say and do whatever they want. Cricket is called a gentleman's game. Although the first reference to cricket appeared in the 13th century, the game only gained popularity in the 17th century when English aristocrats started playing it. They decreed, and I love this, they decreed that cricket would be played in a gentlemanly manner, which means no sledging. Sledging is verbal intimidation, cheating, bodyline bowling, which basically means throwing at the batsman instead of at the wicket, temper tantrums, or excessive appealing. In fact, they stated, if the batsman knew he was out, he should walk, meaning declare himself out, even if the umpire decided otherwise. Can you imagine that? Where am I going with this? Lots of people have trouble thinking by analogy. They have trouble connecting the dots. But we all love and follow sports. So sports becomes a very good place to look to for examples and metaphors, particularly now that there is so much money in sports and everyone involved is rich. So sports serves as an excellent example of how the rich demand to be treated, as well as how the rich police the rich. Before I fully sashay across the aisle, let me remind how comfortable my feet are under the covers. My heart's not comfortable, and my mind may not be comfortable, but my feet, it's just so nice to have the pressure off of your toes. Staying with the sports kind of sort of for a moment, James Dolan is the owner of the Knicks, the Rangers, and Madison Square Garden. He has taken to using facial recognition software to ban anyone he deems as an opposition who's opposing him in any manner, legally or otherwise. He bans them from the arena. He'll stop them from entering. I'll save discussion for what I consider at the very least unseemly, cowardly behavior for another day. But you get the point. Any dissension or statement against him will not be tolerated. Our criminal and fraudulent ex-president screams at his rallies, "Get him out of here!" and other douchebag things if people come to protest or challenge. If you recall, he even walked across Lafayette Square on a beautiful day to hold the Bible upside down so that he could test out whether the police would shoot tear gas and rubber bullets at peaceful protesters. Sadly, incidentally, they did. He, of course, also destroyed Colin Kaepernick's career and said he should be thrown out for his dignified kneeling during the national anthem to protest police brutality. With that as some think-by-analogy backdrop, I will no longer sit silent, as I am a proud American who likely has read and studied more American history than many of you. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a shameful, traitorous bitch. She is an obstructionist and an insurrectionist. What she did at the State of the Union address wasn't unseemly. It was grotesque and dangerous and terribly damaging. The State of the Union dates from George Washington, our first president, the greatest president, and symbolically is monumental. It illustrates the United States of America's democracy in action. Think about it. If she did something vile and obstructionist like this in Russia or China or Saudi Arabia or many other places, she would have been immediately locked up and potentially put to death. Forget the Apollo Theater hook. This shameful, traitorous bitch should have been hogtied and removed from this important, solemn event. This insurrectionist blatantly wants to jeopardize and thwart our democracy. Personally, I believe she should have been hogtied, brought outside, and then caned, like what they do in the Philippines, and then put in jail for not less than 2 years. Her behavior is far more distressing than stealing a road sign. In conclusion, please note how comfortable my feet are while I discuss this very important issue with you. And whoever you are that thinks this bitch's actions were somehow commendable or funny, look hard in the mirror. Please, look real hard. And incidentally, don't ever go play golf or tennis or cricket or attend any sporting or other event that calls for honor, etiquette, respect, and courtesy, because you are everything these games and occasions detest. This is Hal Mintz. I'm the founder of Kagapoda, and thumbs up for Feet Up.